Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about the Philippines president saying heads will roll in regards to those culpable for Alice Guo's escape from the Philippines. The Philippines looks to file a case in the UN against China for their most recent aggression in the sea. Filipino police personnel given 3 months to remove all visible tattoos. Thailand records its first suspected case of the Mpox. Plus much more, beginning with our USD to Filipino peso exchange rate. Right now, 1 US equals to 56.6, not much different from yesterday. Let's jump into our main topic. President Marcos Jr. assured the Filipino people of a full-scale investigation following the escape of dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, who fled amid ongoing investigation into her alleged involvement with Pogos and questions about her citizenship. Guo, also known as Chinese national Guo Huaping, reportedly left the country for Singapore on July 18th. Marcos vowed to hold those responsible accountable, emphasizing that corruption undermining the justice system would not be tolerated. Just yesterday, Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed Guo's escape, prompting the president to order the Department of Foreign Affairs to cancel the passport of Guo, her siblings, and certain Cassandra Leong. Guo is facing criminal complaints, including qualified trafficking and other cases related to Pogo operations. Okay, so the president is not happy about all this going on. Obviously, somebody dropped the ball somewhere, or somebody took a bribe, or she fled using all of her resources. Who knows, but I'm glad that they're taking it seriously, of course, naturally, and they're going to be doing a full-scale investigation. A little bit more detail on what happened. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission acknowledged that someone likely allowed Guo's escape, as she did not appear in commercial flight records. They're investigating possible exit points in Luzon and Mindanao. If Guo's passport cancellation is finalized, it could trigger an Interpol red notice, facilitating her arrest and return to the Philippines. That's great. I mean, one good thing about that is, like, just because she changed her passport doesn't mean the red notice would not still be active. Meaning, if her face is caught in any of the facial recognitions at any airport, she will most likely be returned back to the Philippines if that country has extradition treaty with the Philippines, which could be another thing in the whole, tricky part of it. I mean, yeah, I'm very curious to see how this whole thing gets finalized and resolved. Next up, the Philippines National Police has lifted the previous moratorium on the ban against tattoos for policemen, including applicants effective July 3rd. PNP Chief General Romel Francisco Marbel approved the policy, giving officers 3 months to remove any visible tattoos. Police applicants and cadets in the PNP Academy will not be accepted if they have tattoos, even if hidden, unless they are removed. Officers are required to declare the tattoos, which will be assessed by the PNP Health Service. If officers do not comply within the given time frame, they may face an investigation and potential administrative sanctions unless there are medical reasons for the delay. The cost of the tattoo removal will be borne by the officers themselves. Unauthorized tattoos include those that are extremist, ethically or religiously discriminatory, indecent, racist, sexist, or associated with prohibited and unauthorized activities. However, the aesthetics tattoos, such as those for eyebrows, eyeliners, or lips, are excluded from the ban. Okay, so I guess the Philippines police thinks if you have a tattoo of whatever on your arm, that's not okay, but if you tattoo your face, like eyebrows and your lips and all that, that's cool. Tattoos are one of those things that are really, divisive as well. A lot of people either like them or don't like them, but I think the people that don't like them really don't like them. I don't know. How do you feel about tattoos? I mean, on men or women, a lot of times tattoos get a bad rep, especially for women, but I've seen some really tasteful ones. I'm not talking about I don't know how to describe it, but some people have some small butterfly or the name of their mom somewhere. I don't think I could classify all of them as bad girls. Staying within the Philippines, it has warned it may file a case against China with the UN after 2 of its Coast Guard ships were reportedly damaged in separate collisions with Chinese vessels. The incident occurred near disputed reef of the South China Sea. A Philippines official, Alexander Lopez, accused China of violating international law and urged it to stop aggressive actions. This follows recent diplomatic protests from Manila regarding what is described as dangerous Chinese maneuvers in the region. Meanwhile, China has urged the Philippines to cease what is called infringement activity in the disputed area. I covered this yesterday where the Chinese ships ran into the actual Coast Guard. I don't know what that actually does by filing a case in the UN. I mean, the UN, what can they do? Really apply sanctions to China? Let's move on over to Thailand. It has reported a suspected first case of a new, more dangerous Mpox strain, which the WHO has declared a global public health emergency. The patient, a European who traveled from the African country, is believed to have clad one a strain more deadly and transmissible than the others. The laboratory confirmation is pending. Mpox case and deaths have been surging in Africa, with clad 1b causing the mortality rate of about 3.6, especially affecting children. The virus, formerly known as monkeypox, was first discovered in 1958 and is transmitted through close physical contact. 3%, that's pretty high. But come on, man, really, please get this under control. I really don't want to be locked up for another 3 years in my house. On August 20th, there was a serious incident on a street in Thailand where two people got into a fight after traffic disagreement. One person, a 58-year-old man from Poland, was hurt when the other person riding a motorcycle used a sharp tool to poke him. The man was quickly helped. You know what I mean by poking. The man quickly was helped by rescuers and taken to the hospital. The police are now searching for the person who caused the injury, who ran away before they arrived. The police are using information from witnesses and videos to find the suspect. Speaking of poking each other, in Chonburi, Thailand, two roti vendors got into a serious fight over a goods selling spot outside a convenience store. A 47-year-old Indian vendor, Ima Himahad, has been poked multiple times by Burmese vendor named Tan Hui. The fight started because Tan felt that Ima was taking his customers by setting up his stall in a prime location where Tan usually sold his roti. After the poking, Tan ran away but was later found hiding in a nearby forest. With the help of a drone, he admitted to the attack and now faces charges for causing physical harm and carrying weapons in public. Thailand don't play, and this is just some of the stuff I can actually cover. There's one more Thailand story, but stories out of Thailand are extremely graphic, as we talked about earlier, so I'm trying to soften it up a little bit so you can actually consume it without breaking any rules on YouTube. And staying in Thailand and in Pattaya, a bar in Pattaya, Thailand, a 60-year-old German man named Raul Peter Malone and his 27-year-old Thai wife, Pornwin Ramakul, was attacked by a drunk foreigner. The incident happened at the Gold Bar Beer on Soi 6 on August 20th, just after midnight. The trouble started when the drunk man, who called himself Michael, accused people at the bar for bothering his friend. Even though they tried to calm him down, he got more aggressive. Malone stepped in to help, but Michael punched him, causing Malone to fall and seriously injure his head, which needed over 9 stitches. Michael also hit Pornwin, the woman, knocking her tooth loose. Michael refused to give his full name and even made rude gestures to the police. He tried to offer money to the victims to settle the issue, but the police are waiting for the victims to recover before taking further legal action. Another drunk foreigner thinking he's tough shit, knocking people out at Pattaya bars. Let me be clear, there's nothing cool about fighting or violence. As an adult person now that I'm a grown man, looking back, a lot of the stuff is just plain stupid. You want to be physical with someone, take some martial art classes, go into a UFC ring, do all that stuff in an actual controlled environment, because you can really end people's lives. This is serious stuff. Somebody knocks their head on the floor, they can pass away, and you're going to end up spending the rest of your life behind bars. Why? Because you had a couple too many, because you think you're just too cool, or you feel a little bit of high because of the alcohol or whatever you're doing. Come on, behave, guys. This is for your own good. It's not for me, because I don't get involved in these kinds of things. But hopefully, you have some information next time you travel around Soi 6. So it seemed like a lot of you guys enjoyed yesterday's video. I actually stayed up to like 2:45, almost 3 a.m. editing that video to release it at 6 o'clock. So if you guys enjoyed that one or this video, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Here is yesterday's top comment. Hapa808 says, simple. She left the Philippines before they put out a hold departure on the Philippines and Chinese passports. Then, by the time they put the hold departures on her and her family, they escaped the country. Now that this is known, the Philippines government should improve on the way these things won't happen in the future. I do hope that the Philippines government has frozen all of the bank accounts and assets along with the families to explain the enormous amounts of money that they have accumulated over the years by being pig farmers. Keep up the news around Asia. Thanks. Well, thank you. And yeah, some very valid and good points. Although I feel like someone with that kind of criminal knowledge, background, and success would easily have an escape plan. Anyone involved in these kinds of things generally have A, B, or C plan of escape. Probably funnel the money to some different accounts. And by the time the police, if they couldn't cancel a passport in time, I can't imagine so who knows? It's very, very interesting story as far as like an outsider perspective from just a curiosity. And Tom and Amy in the Philippines say, did they freeze Guo's assets in the Philippines before she escaped? I don't know if they actually went through with it. I know it came up. I think the order was put in, but things take time. So I'm not sure if they were actually successful in freezing the accounts before she actually escaped. So I'm curious to see what happens with that too once the news and more information released. And a couple of you guys thinking that she bribed the airport officials. I don't think so, because there's actually no record of her taking like a civilian type flight out of the country. Either they didn't put information into the system, which seems unlikely because so many eyes at the airport, right? And so many cameras, so many things going on. Or she took a private plane, private boat, private something outside the country with or without the help of like other people, which is obviously still being speculated. I would assume it's very difficult to pull off something like this since her face is all over like the news and everything. So I assume she probably had help from somewhere and someone. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.